Birdman is unraveling in real time, falling asleep mid-performance as the world watches. He built one of hip-hop's biggest empires from nothing, only to see it crack under lawsuits, betrayal, and personal losses. His tragedy isn't death. It's watching his legacy slowly collapse in public.
Can't no nigga hurt me worse than I already been hurt. I lost my mama, my daddy, my brother, my sister, my grandmother, my grandfather, my grandmothers on both sides, my partners. I'm already dead, nigga, inside. So this little funny shit that I chose music, I'm not tripping.
In 2025, a new wave of concern began surrounding Birdman, this time not about business or beef, but about his physical and mental well-being. The hip-hop mogul, once known for boundless energy and sharp presence, appeared noticeably different, and fans were quick to notice. What should have been a celebratory victory lap instead became a moment of public worry. The Hot Boys reunion tour kicked off in early 2025, bringing Birdman back on stage alongside Lil Wayne, Juvenile, Turk and BG. It marked the first time the full group had performed together since 2000, a historic moment for New Orleans hip-hop and the culture at large. Expectations were sky-high. But instead of the reunion stealing headlines, viral footage from one of the shows did, and the clip, Birdman, then 56 years old, appears to nod off mid-performance. His head suddenly drops, and he remains motionless for roughly 15 seconds while standing behind Turk. BG eventually taps him to bring him back. The moment spread across social media instantly, and concern turned into full-blown speculation. Fans flooded comment sections with worry and criticism. Some urged Birdman to put the cup down, referencing lean, codeine and promethazine, a substance long associated with Southern hip-hop culture and one Birdman has openly struggled with in the past. Others suggested age and exhaustion were catching up to him, pointing to recent health struggles faced by other industry veterans around the same age. The Hot Boys tried to downplay the situation. Turk brushed it off, saying people always turn something small into something bigger. BG later laughed about it on Drink Champs, saying the group didn't take the moment seriously. But the internet wasn't convinced. Things escalated months later when a separate clip from an October 2025 event in Harlem surfaced. Once again, Birdman appeared to be nodding off. The footage reignited speculation, with theories ranging from extreme exhaustion to possible health issues, relapse concerns, or even neurological problems. Birdman's team attributed the moments to a brutal tour schedule and fatigue, but fans remained uneasy. This time, the concern felt deeper. Around the same period, personal drama added fuel to the fire. Reports resurfaced that singer Toni Braxton had secretly married Birdman in August 2024, only to file for divorce just 2 weeks later. Although the filing was dismissed in January 2025, technically leaving them still married, the relationship appeared fractured. Both removed photos of each other from social media, and Braxton stopped wearing her wedding ring. The situation became tabloid fodder almost overnight. Then, in October 2025, Braxton made waves with comments about what she described as death rituals within Cash Money records. She clarified that she wasn't talking about literal voodoo or occult practices, but rather symbolic rituals tied to a deeply toxic culture. According to Braxton, loyalty at Cash Money was enforced through extreme and performative behavior, matching tattoos, public displays of submission, everyone calling Birdman daddy, luxury car flexes lined up for cameras, and constant money-counting displays for validation. She described the environment as one where artists were pressured to give up independence and identity in exchange for access and approval. In her words, gifts weren't expressions of love, they were tools of control. Those who resisted or stepped out of line were allegedly sidelined or erased. Braxton likened the culture to a secret society where loyalty had to be proven before success was allowed. Braxton, an unnamed insider, suggested this same toxic system was now turning inward, taking a toll on Birdman himself. To them, his 2025 on-stage incidents symbolized years of excess and control finally catching up. Braxton also claimed that being connected to Cash Money worsened her own health struggles, including lupus and complications from heart surgery, leading her to leave for her own survival. Birdman reportedly responded aggressively, accusing Braxton of being a gold digger seeking half of his estimated $160 million fortune. He also allegedly claimed she pawned her $5 million engagement ring. The accusations divided fans. Some sided with Birdman's hardened business persona, while others sympathized with Braxton's desire to escape what she described as a destructive environment. In December 2025, rumors briefly circulated alleging Birdman was involved with Braxton's sister, Tamar Braxton. Both denied the claims. Tamar shut down the speculation publicly, stating she introduced Birdman to Tony and considers him family, even hinting that the marriage might still be quietly intact. Health scares, public collapses, a fractured marriage, cultural reckoning. Together, they painted the picture of a man whose empire appeared to be consuming him from the inside out. As many fans put it, the energy you put into the world eventually comes back without asking permission. But to truly understand how Birdman reached this point, you have to rewind the story all the way back. Back before the money, the power, and the mythology. Before Cash Money, before the chains and contracts, there was Brian Christopher Brooks. Born on February 15, 1969, in New Orleans, Louisiana, Birdman grew up in the Magnolia Projects, a place defined by poverty, survival, and street reality. He was raised alongside a massive family, with 10 brothers and 12 sisters. The neighborhood was all he knew. His mother, Gladys Brooks, whom he would later lovingly call Miss Gladys, provided what little stability she could. Birdman has spoken openly in interviews about how fragile that stability was and how early hardship shaped his worldview. The mud came first. The money came later. And the lessons from those early years never truly left him.
I was born in poverty. I was raised by junkies and boys' home all my life. So I just thought maybe I'm just a chosen.
By the age of 14, Birdman says he was already making money in the streets. He has claimed he saw his first million before turning 15, not through music, but through hustling. At 16, he and his stepbrother were arrested on heroin possession and distribution charges, leading to Birdman serving about 18 months in prison. After his release, Birdman has said he went straight back to the streets. His longtime partner had been shot and later imprisoned for murder, leaving Birdman fully immersed in that life. The streets became my world, he later explained, saying it was a path he consciously chose. In 1991, at just 22 years old, Birdman partnered with his brother Ronald "Slim" Williams to launch Cash Money Records. What began as an independent hustle quickly became a force in New Orleans' bounce music scene. Though Slim dropped out of school in 7th grade, Birdman consistently praised his instincts and intelligence when it came to handling money and building the business.
Boys' home, I went straight to the streets. Cause my pa, he got shot up and he went to jail for a murder. So right after that, the streets became my life. I chose that.
By 1998, Cash Money landed a massive $30 million deal with Universal Records, officially breaking into the mainstream. Albums like Guerrilla Warfare and hits such as Bling Bling took over the culture and changed the sound of hip-hop. But even as the money poured in, tragedy struck. In 1996, Birdman's father, Johnny Williams, was killed in a car accident. It was another painful loss in a life already marked by hardship. Birdman has spoken openly about how repeated trauma hardened him, shaping his mindset and influencing the cold, guarded persona he carried into the business.
My brother, Ronald Williams, my everything. My brother dropped out of school in the 7th grade. Super intelligent. Know how to make money, get money, and keep money.
By his early 20s, Birdman went from moving bricks to signing a $30 million Universal deal, a moment he could barely believe was real.
Can't no nigga hurt me worse than I already been hurt. I lost my mama, my daddy, my brother, my sister, my grandmother, my grandfather, my grandmothers on both sides, my partners. I'm already dead, nigga, inside. So this little funny shit that I chose music, I'm not tripping.
Getting to that level came with a heavy price. Early in his career, Birdman has admitted he didn't fully understand the business side of the industry, and that lack of knowledge.
Universal gave me $30 million. I thought I was dreaming, brother. Like, I couldn't believe that I had this much money. I always looked at Wayne as my son, and I always looked at it like, because I was in the streets, and I thought this might be the last time they ever see me.
Damn.
Because I was living like that.
Right.
So I was like, that's what that shit really started.
Even more shocking, Lil Wayne has publicly claimed that Birdman arranged for him to lose his virginity to an adult woman when he was just 11 years old. Critics have called this straight-up predatory behavior, labeling it grooming and abuse. That revelation cast a long shadow over their relationship and added another layer of controversy to Birdman's legacy. Birdman's influence and finesse extended beyond music. In 2010, he and Slim launched Bronald Oil and Gas LLC, but there was little evidence the company actually conducted business. Birdman even got a pump jack tattoo for clout, but many saw the venture as more about image than legitimate operations. Throughout it all, Birdman maintained that his successes outweighed the controversies and that no one in the industry had put on more people than he had. In his mind, he's the goat of blessing folks, a claim that earned him as much admiration as scrutiny. The money disputes were serious enough, but allegations of violence and betrayal within Birdman's inner circle proved even more damaging to his reputation. As Cash Money rose in the late 90s, violence seemed to follow the label. Artist Yellow Boy was killed in 1997 after a dispute, and Kilo G was murdered in 1998. Many on the streets linked these incidents to Birdman's alleged retaliatory moves, though no charges were ever filed. The most sensational allegation came in April 2015, when Lil Wayne's tour bus was shot at in Atlanta after a show. Bullets struck the vehicle, but no one was injured. Court documents from Cobb County, Georgia, indicted James Pee Wee Roscoe Carlton, an associate of Young Thug, on 30 counts including aggravated assault. Investigators claimed phone records linked Birdman, Young Thug, and the shooter around the time of the incident, suggesting it was retaliation for Wayne's $51 million lawsuit against Birdman and Cash Money. While Birdman was mentioned in the paperwork, he was never charged and publicly denied any involvement, calling the allegations false. The gunman, Jimmy Winfrey, received a 10-year sentence. The fallout extended beyond Wayne. Birdman's signing of Young Thug to Rich Gang allegedly sparked a feud with Rich homie Quan, igniting an Atlanta street war that saw Quan's father shot and rival label head Big Nut murdered. Between 2014 and 2016, over 50 deaths were reportedly connected to this conflict, with Cash Money's name frequently mentioned in street reports. In 2017, Birdman's artist Bty Young N was killed in a suspicious incident. Following the tragedy, Birdman wiped his Instagram clean, leaving only an in memoriam tribute, sparking speculation about what he was trying to hide. Perhaps the harshest betrayal in Birdman's life involved his own blood. His brother Terrence "Gangster" Williams. Allegedly, Birdman put Terrence on dangerous street operations when he was young, resulting in more than 20 deaths and a life sentence in 2001. Terrence served over 2 decades partly because of moves connected to Birdman's empire. When he was released in 2024 after cooperating with federal authorities, Birdman reportedly cut him off completely, claiming Terrence had violated the street code. Critics called the move ruthless. Leaving family behind after decades in prison for actions tied to your own world earned Birdman further scrutiny on loyalty and ethics. Through all of this, lawsuits, violence, betrayal, and personal controversies, Birdman has remained unapologetically firm about his code. He has consistently emphasized the lengths he will go to protect his empire and maintain control. His stance on loyalty, getting active when necessary, and safeguarding what he built has been unwavering in interviews. Whether revered or criticized, Birdman's legacy has always been inseparable from his actions, both on the streets and in the boardroom. From allegations of predatory behavior and financial manipulation to claims of orchestrated retaliation and family betrayal, Birdman's career is a complex mix of cultural triumphs and personal controversies. The streets and the industry have watched him build empires, endure conflicts, and navigate a world where power, loyalty, and survival are constantly tested. Birdman has always presented himself as a man who protects his own and runs the game on his terms, a figure both celebrated and vilified, whose story remains as complicated as the empire he created.
I'm ready to die about that and kill about it too. I out-accomplished every nigga that ever did the music business.
Yeah.
No nigga out-accomplished me. Not one nigga on planet Earth. I gave my life to the game, and bro, I'm prepared. And I'm still prepared to die about this. But more important, I'm prepared to kill about this. Facts. On my mama, and she dead.
That energy hit the public in 2016 when Birdman stormed the Breakfast Club studio and confronted Charlemagne the God over slick remarks. "Put some respect on my name" became an iconic hip-hop moment, going viral and showing Birdman wasn't someone to let things slide. He later reflected on the incident.